Okay, so let me give you one. This is a big one. And this was shortly after I was baptized in the Holy Spirit. So the church plant had folded. We went to the new charismatic church in August of 2013. The next spring, we joined the church and I baptized in the Holy Spirit. And I have this dream one night. And in the dream, I am going down a road with my boss at the time, Judy. And Judy's driving, and I'm a passenger in the car. And the car makes a wide right turn, and I fly out the passenger window over the car, and I land in a calm body of water. Now, next part of the dream, I'm driving a car and I've got a passenger, and I don't know who the passenger is, but I make a wide left turn and the passenger flies out the passenger window. So I knew this dream meant something. I didn't know what, but I knew it meant something. So I take it to my preacher and he says, let me pray over it. And he calls me a couple of days later, emails me and says, I need you to call me. I've got an interpretation of your dream. And he says, okay, this is a warning dream. Something bad is going to happen with you and your boss. And I said, yeah, I don't think so. That's just not it. I know that's not it. I said, I was hoping you were going to tell me that I was going to get a new job because I'm burnout on the one I've got. And I had just kind of reached a point where it wasn't as fun as it used to be. And that spring, I told my husband, my dream job is to work at the Region 10 Education Service Center someday, but it's in Richardson. It's too far away. Maybe when the kids are older, we could move up there. And that job hardly ever comes open. So, there's like one person at the center does that job. Well, a couple months later, the phone rings. And this lady says, hey, Kim, it's Jana at Region 10. I'm leaving. You want my job? We tried to fill it internally and we can't. And they asked me who in the field was good. And I said, you're good. Do you want it? I'm like, this is not how this, I'm like, I cannot believe this. So I said, well, let me talk to my husband. And he said, okay, this job is perfect for you. I don't want to hear about the commute. I don't care about the money. You're taking this job. So this is the job I started July 1st. And he died the next day of a blood clot. Now let's go back to the dream. So when I got the job, I was like, hey, excuse me, I think the dream was right. I think this is the first part of the dream. I said I wanted a new job. I thought this what the first part of the dream was. I think this is it. I wonder what the second part of the dream is. And then when he died, like it didn't hit me at first. I don't know when it hit me because I didn't know what was going on. I went, that was the second part of my dream. I know who the passenger was that flew out the window. And you go back and I'm like, my preacher thought it was a warning dream. I don't think it was a warning dream. There was nothing about that dream designed to stop anything from happening. And what it taught me was a couple of things. Number one, we all have an expiration date. We're all going to leave this earth and nobody is guaranteed anything. And number two, it gave me great comfort because I felt like God was showing me these things are going to happen. And I'm giving you this dream so you know when they do that I've seen it coming and I was with you the whole way. And we could go back over the course of the prior year and show you things that had prepared the boys and I for the loss of Paul. He was away during the week, staying on the north side of Dallas, working hail claims after a huge hailstorm. And he would come home on the weekend. And we said, oh, I was joking. I'm like, oh, yeah, I'm a single mom this week. We were in training, and just different things that had taken place. And so that was such a big thing for me. Like, God not only saw what was coming, but he wanted to communicate with me so I would know he was with me. And then there is a book I read many, many years ago by an author named Lori Beth Jones. I've got to find this woman. I hope she's still alive. I've got to find her because I tell this story frequently. In her book, Jesus as Life Coach, she talks about coming up with a symbol. This is going to be a symbol between you and God, and you agree on the symbol. Hers was the ladybug, and she had some crazy stories of ladybugs. Traveling in a hotel, kind of depressed, kind of down, homesick, opens up her suitcase, and there's a ladybug in her suitcase. Okay. So I'm like, all right, I'm going to pick dimes. I don't know why, I just picked a dime. All right, they're nice little silver, and I've had some good dime stories, but you got to hear this one. So when Paul died, we had a 3,200 square foot house on an acre that was not easy to get to. And I couldn't afford it. It was too much, and I needed out of that house. And the boys wanted out of that house. We wanted a fresh break. So I broke all the rules of widowhood. Don't make any big decisions the first year. Yeah, no, they were out the window the first week. So I'm like, we got to sell the house. So family jumps in, they get the house ready, and we had our first showing on a Saturday morning. And I come back, you leave for the showing and you come back, and then my brother shows up. And so we're standing in the garage talking. The garage is pretty much emptied out. They'd taken a bunch of stuff to a storage building. And there is this bag of golf clubs standing in the middle of the garage. And my brother and I are standing to the side of it. We're not touching it. It's not like we're leaning on, it's just there. And my brother and I are talking, and the whole time he's talking, all I can think, I'm just hearing blah, 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 because all I'm thinking is, I've got to sell this house. I cannot afford this house. I've got to unload this house. What am I going to do if I can't sell the house? And then something falls out of the top of this bag of golf clubs and hits the ground. And my brother goes, "What was that?" And I didn't, he bends over and I said, "It's a dime, isn't it?" And he said, "How'd you know?" Not only was it a dime, it was a 1957 dime, which means it's got that higher silver content. It's beautiful. They were more silver and less gray, and it makes a different sound when it hits the ground. I still have the dime. I want you to know that was Saturday morning. Monday morning, I get a call from my realtor. The people that looked at the house Saturday morning made me a full price offer. I was dating the man that I wound up marrying. There's a 15-year age difference. And I was praying about this. Like, I'm kind of having a problem with the age difference. And I'm praying about it. I get out of the car. I look down. There's a dime on the ground. I picked it up. And for some reason, I went to look at the year on the dime. It was scratched out. I mean, just crazy stories. I have jars of these dimes, and I don't keep them all. And I tried to put them in a book at one point, but yeah, God is real, and he loves us, and he loves communicating with us. He loves talking to us.